Hey, it's Kelly with Two Broads Talking Politics. I want to invite you to join us on Meatless Mondays. Every Monday, we're going to try to be completely meatless. I'm going to go completely vegan on Mondays since I'm already a vegetarian. Eliminating even one day of meat from your diet a week can be hugely beneficial for the environment. I hope you'll try with us. Post your successes and your failures and your questions and your recipes and your photos of your delicious food on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram with the hashtag Meatless Monday, and we'll all support each other. Thanks.
Are you listening?
Hey everyone, this is Kelly with Two Broads Talking Politics, and I'm on in this episode. It's our first of 3 episodes in a row with candidates for special elections. Today we have Tina Belge, who is running for the South Carolina Senate in District 6. Hi, Tina.
Hey, how you doing?
Great. Thanks so much for joining me today.
I'm happy to be here.
Great. So maybe we could start with just some background. Tell me a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run for the state Senate.
Well, I grew up in Augusta, Georgia, but always had family here in upstate in South Carolina, so Greenville area. And I moved back probably about 7 years ago. My husband and I fell in love with people here and the environment's a lot of outdoors, a lot of focus on family, and we wanted to raise, our family here. So I actually had a little girl 5 months ago. Her name is Sammy, and that honestly was a huge catalyst. So I've been involved in politics a long time, and I work in local government. I solve community problems and see a lot of issues on the state level that need to be fixed. But, when she was born, it kind of, really puts a lot of things into perspective, and there's never going to be a good time to run, but there's, the clock ticking in terms of, what our state's going to be like that she grows up in.
Sure. And so this is a seat that came open because the former senator just won a seat in the U.S. House.
That's correct.
When is this special election?
It's March 26th.
All right. So it's coming up quickly.
Just around the corner. Yep.
And what does this district look like? Where exactly in South Carolina is this? What sorts of things do people do there?
Yeah, so the upstate is a large area. Greenville County itself is the most populous county in the whole state. And actually South Carolina is the number 9 fastest growing in the country. So it's got a lot of development going on. But with that comes a lot of people who are left out. So in the upstate, we have a big manufacturing sector, but there's a lot of people who really are not seeing the benefits of our economic development. We also have, education issues, and that really is a big focus of our campaign. But the upstate in general, it really is just a great place to raise a family, from kids to seniors. There's a lot of resources here and a good quality of life.
And it looks like, at least in the past 2 elections, no Democrat has run for this seat.
That's correct. So the district itself was redrawn in 2012. And even before then, there was, independents listed, Constitution candidates. There's literally never been a Democrat running the seat. And so it's about time.
And what kind of response are you getting from people? Are they surprised, happy to see a Democrat running?
Yes. Yeah, we're getting a lot of enthusiasm. And it's a time for women, too, and mothers, and talking about the issues that our families face in the district. And I'm more representative of that than my opponent.
So you said you have a baby girl who's only 5 months.
Yes.
I remember those moments very well after the birth of my children, and I know it can be a lot. So how are you balancing, and I don't ask this because you're a mother, I'd ask this of a new father too.
Sure,
but how do you balance and what do you think that sort of brings to your perspective running for office?
Well, when you have a baby, every minute is precious. And that's even more so true when you're running a campaign. I mean, but it really is a centering, kind of an emotional stability there. You know, every time I'm nursing her, and I get to, you know, kind of come back to my center. You know, her and my husband and our two dogs are my stability block, and my community too. The people you surround yourself with are so important. So it's crazy, it's hectic, but every day is exciting because she's developing, you know, every day in a new way. 5 months is a particularly exciting time, and it is crazy balancing everything, but it's necessary. It gives you the perspective. Why am I pushing myself so hard every day? And my team and my husband, he's really just been such a great anchor of support. But it's because of her. I want her future to be what it should be in South Carolina. And I'm afraid currently with the state of things that it won't be a good one.
I just got chills when you said nursing your daughter. It's so exciting to me to the thought of having elected representatives who have experienced that, who understands and who understand just how, you said centered, grounded, but how sort of tied that keeps you to your kids when they're little. You know, I certainly remember balancing pumping when I was at work and having to rush home for them. And I think that's really important to have representatives who just understand that, who get it.
Yeah, understand the daily struggles of lots of men and women who are parents. Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned some problems with the education system. What does some of that look like? What are some of the reforms that you would like to see?
Well, in South Carolina, we are having a major teacher shortage. So essentially, there's for a number of reasons, but we don't pay our teachers near enough what they should be paid. It's not even close to the southeastern average, let alone the national average. That, along with heavy workloads, have really driven a lot of our teachers not only out of state, but, out of the system entirely. So after the first 5 years, a lot of our teachers, a quarter of them, never returned to the South Carolina public school system. That's really bad for our future. In talking about how we can support our teachers too, leadership development programs, but also, home ownership and encouraging that. Can we give them down payment assistance, student loan forgiveness? Are we going to help them go to school if they want to get a further degree? All these things, have to be a supportive environment, or else the future of our own children's education is at stake. And then another part of that is our technical college system. We just have not invested into it as we have in the past, despite us knowing with all of our manufacturing jobs here how important it is that we fill those. People are in need of jobs. We have jobs. Let's give them that skill set to help them and their families.
What are some of the other issues that you're running on and that you're hearing about from people as you talk to them around the district?
Mm-hmm. Well, in South Carolina, unfortunately, with our state leadership, did not expand Medicaid. So that has been really just a sad thing for 123,000 plus people in our state are without access to health care. These are people who are working, who just don't have an employer who provides insurance, and because they make too much money to receive a subsidy, whether to receive Medicaid or through the ACA, having something more affordable, they have been left behind. So that is a huge issue in our state. And I talked a little bit just about the natural resources in our area, and I'm really passionate about that and the environment. And, but they are also in our state kind of squashing the solar industry and how that can develop and grow. And that's a lot of jobs too. That's a lot of green jobs and infrastructure. The green infrastructure that South Carolina is uniquely poised to have for the future. And it is one that's going to save us money over time, but also treat our natural resources with care.
So I think I saw that you had gone through a merge training. Can you talk a little bit about that training program and sort of what that brings to your run for office?
Sure. I'm actually a current candidate in the candidate school. So I haven't completed the program yet, but already it has been so formative in terms of relationships with other women, really like raising each other up has been so inspiring. And it doesn't matter where you're from, your background, we are all in it together to bring new perspective and energy into politics. And it really has been already such a great experience. I have done a few candidate schools in different fellowships through different organizations. And this one is just particularly special because of, that sisterhood that we're having.
What are some of the ways that our listeners could help out with your campaign if they'd like to do so?
Well, there's a lot of ways. The big thing is if you go to our website, it's just my name, tinabelge.org. There's actually a little Take Action tab, and you can sign up for whatever you're interested in. If you're not in the district, you could do virtual phone banking. You could do postcard parties. Of course, you could send us a donation. It's always welcome. If you're in the district or just in the state, even we can have you for a weekend canvassing, phone banking. We have it going on 4 times a week. So you can see on our calendar all of the days and times we're doing it. It really is just a fun experience. Even if you've not worked on a campaign before, it's very grassroots, and it's got a lot of young people on board and a lot of energy. And so if you're in the area, I would definitely encourage that. But even if you're not, there are plenty of things you could do to share our message, share our Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. It's Tina for Senate 6, and get the word out.
For those of us in the frozen Midwest right now, a trip to South Carolina sounds pretty good.
I'm sure it's a bit cold here too, but not even in comparison.
It was negative 21 here yesterday, so it's probably a little bit warmer there.
I think it's the 30s today. So
sounds balmy. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that we talk about?
I guess I just want to say how awesome it is that this podcast even exists, and that women are really, doing so much and lifting each other up. And we are in a time where it's sorely needed. And I'm just excited at the tenacity of women and the energy. And despite, any background, age difference, we are all coming together at this moment, and it is a very exciting thing to be part of. And I feel really privileged to be talking with you, Kelly, and to be spreading the word to other women.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so excited to see people stepping up and running in places where Democrats haven't been running. I think that's just, it's so important, and it's so important for people around your district and around the country to see, we're not going to let any district go. We're going to run everywhere and really try to push those issues. So I really want to thank you for running.
Thank you so much. It's a dream.
Well, we will put a link to your website and your social media up on our website, so I hope people will check that out. There aren't as many elections going on right now, so hopefully people will really take advantage of helping in the special elections where we can. And we'll be watching in March. Looking forward to seeing you win.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Two Broads Talking Politics. Our theme song is called Are You Listening? Off of the album Elephant Shaped Trees by the band Immunuri, and we're using it with permission of the band. Our logo and other original artwork is by Matthew Wethlin and was created for use by this podcast.